Hey guys, I'm in my 1962 Chevy Impala two-door sports coupe that I named Whitey. You're probably asking yourself why I named it Whitey. Of course, it's obviously white, but this used to belong to my grandparents, and they had a pet chicken by the name of Whitey, and that they used to gather eggs from. So, in just remembrance of them, I always remembered that chicken. Don't ask me why, but so I named the car Whitey in honor of them. That probably don't make much sense, but anyway, I got it back from Gas X Chop Shop, and this is the first time I've started it in several weeks. You're probably wondering what happened, but I've just been extremely busy. Stuff that you don't know anything about is kind of going on in mine and my wife, Mrs. PIB's life right now, so we're staying kind of busy. Okay, let's see how quick it starts. It's a 283 Power Glide. That wasn't too bad, considering how long it's been sitting. Tim, Dixon, and Cory, that works for Tim at Gas X Chop Shop. Check him out on Facebook, Gas X Chop Shop. Axe is spelled A-X-E. Tim is and Cory, they're both pretty amazing guys. I'm proud to have them for friends. But I'm going to ease this car out of here in just a second so it don't sneak up the garage. Anyway, they put electronic ignition on this car, and I'm going to ease it out of here real slow. I had to wash my driveway, had some oil stains or power steering fluid leaking from that Papa truck I have, so I try to keep it all cleaned up. I'm going to let this thing run a few minutes, and I'm going to do a real quick cleanup job on it because I don't have a lot of time. This is it though. I have a lot of plans for this car. It's just unexpected things have come up in our lives at the moment, so we're pretty busy. So, but anyway, getting back on this, Tim Dixon put all new bushings under it. You can watch some of the other videos I have of this car, and it's a one family owned car. I know I'm repeating myself, and I truly apologize, but I mean, I'm just trying to make conversation with you. It's one family owned. My uncle bought it new in '62 in North Alabama, around Albertville. That's where this car's from, Albertville, Alabama. There's a Chevrolet dealership there, and he bought it there. Another thing, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this or not, but my uncle, I know you've heard this, my uncle was an insurance salesman. They've all since passed away, by the way, years and years ago. My grandparents as well, unfortunately. I thought the world of all my relatives. Anyway, anyway, my uncle bought a brand new '62, a red one. And I think it was shortly thereafter this one came up on the car lot. So he traded in the red '62 for this one. He just liked the colors better. And like I said, he sold insurance for Life of Georgia, and he drove this car. Has got 10 zillion miles on it. It's been through the ringer. So don't pay no attention to these primer spots. There's nothing. The only rust this car's ever had, I know I'm repeating myself, but there's a lot of people that's never seen the car, had a little spot in the passenger floorboard where the heater core was leaking. Speaking of heater core, Cory has replaced the heater core in it. Hang on a minute and I'll show you. It's got a new heater core in it, and it's good to go. This car, my uncle, after he got it, he put aftermarket AC on it, under the dash AC, and I still have the under the dash AC unit, but one of these days I might put vintage heat and air on it, but I'm not for sure. But this is a good running old car. It ran real good from Tim's, all the way home. no problems, but the bushings were wore out. Oh, I'm going to get my friend. I'm hoping before the end of the summer. Like I said, there's a lot going on in our lives at the moment. So I'm going to see if my friend will detail this engine compartment for me. That's something I'm just not good at. I've had this motor rebuilt back about 85, 86, 1986 maybe. I've had the car since 1984 or 85. I honestly can't remember, but I've had this car a long time, and it's my favorite. I put the grill guard on it. I put the hood pull on it, and that's from a 61. 62s weren't very pretty, so I went with 61. I'm not going to repeat myself on a lot of this stuff. If you're really interested in it, just go back several videos. You know, I've got a lot of videos on this car. But Tim put electronic ignition in it while it was at Gas X Chop Shop, and I'm trying to think of some more things that was done to it. Oh, one of the most important things, in my opinion, was this car had, you know, 62s have idiot lights. I don't trust idiot lights, so I had Cory put these gauges in for me. And this is from a 61 too. I have the original glove box. And put a new sending unit in it. Gas hand works now. I'm just going to do a real quick cleanup job. Tim and Cory done an awesome job on this car. And Tim called me and told me while it was up on the rack that somebody had come by and was wanting to buy this car. But I told him it wasn't for sale. It was a sizable amount of money. This car is really solid. It's got all original panels. Like I said, other than that little patch in the floorboard, that's it. I mean, this car, it's all original, except, you know, I've lowered it and put wheels on it, and of course the grill guard and the bumper guard here, and I put dual exhaust on it. Put the bumper guards on. This is just for a joke. Do y'all get it? The quality control's upside down. It's just for a joke. I like doing little subtle things like that anyway. It's just a little sticker that peels off. Anyway, I'm really attached to this car. And if you watch one of the last videos I done of this car, you probably heard me say, you know, like on my trucks I always get, you know, a rattle can paint and I paint up and under it. I did not do this one on this car, and I had an opportunity to do it. Tim was going to let me paint up and under it, but to me, on this particular car, the value of it is it has not been cleaned, in my opinion. You know, you can see every little thing on this car, and like I said, I was offered a pretty sizable amount of money to sell it, and the guy said he had money in his pocket. I can't imagine anybody having that much money in their pocket, but there are people like that, and Tim has a lot of friends that has a lot of money. Of course, I'm not one of them, but Tim does. Anyway, I'm probably saying more than I should, but anyway, I turned it down. I just really love this car. It's a good car. It's a 283, but I got 327 emblems on the front. If you're keep up with 62s, you know what I'm talking about. 327s had the cross flags. 283 was just a V with red, white, and blue. But this little car got up and scooted all the way back home. It's a, I guess I was doing 65, 70 all the way home, and it was hot. Golly bum, it was hot that day. I drove it home in the humid, but it done just fine. Anyway, I thought I'd let it run for a few minutes. He fixed the transmission leak too. What the leak was the dang speedometer cable had come loose, and the transmission fluid was coming out that way. So I'm not a mechanic. I'm not real good at anything, to be honest with you, except talking. I'm real good at talking, my wife says. So I guess that's a sign that I talk too much. But I just thought I'd show you this car, and thought you might get a kick out of it. I guess I'll back it back up. The sun's already sneaking up on me, and I'm wanting to kind of do a real quick cleanup job on it and then put it back in the garage. But I never did do a follow-up story from when it was over at Tim's, and so I thought that I'd try to finish it today and get back on it. See if I'm real proud of those gauges. I just never did. Every time I got in this car, maybe, you know, I just kind of cringed, wondering if it was getting too hot or whatever, because I just don't trust the idiot lights. I've had to replace the little brass fitting in there a couple times, and you just never do know when they're going to go out. So I'd rather just err on the side of caution. I hate drilling holes in anything, but I thought, well, if it saves the motor, if you get out riding around in it, it's probably a very, very good thing to have. So anyway, I thought I'd do a quick video on this. I hope you enjoyed it. Name of this car once again is Whitey. I'm just going to get me some detailer spray and just go over it real quick. It's going to be hotter than blazes today, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But let me know what you think about the old car. I'm awful proud to have it. My grandmother and grandfather saved this car for me because, real quick, because I was 5 years old and my uncle just bought this car, and he come up to my grandparents' house. They lived way out in the country, and I was playing in the sand on Sand Mountain, Alabama, with my little cars and trucks, and I seen him coming up the road, you know, and you could see like half a mile or 3/4 of a mile, and I seen that, and I thought, that's the prettiest car I've ever seen. And he pulled in the driveway at my grandmother's house, and I seen it was my uncle, and I run up to him and I said, this is the prettiest car I've ever seen in my life. I said, would you save this car for me? And he was filling out insurance papers, and he said, yeah, but my grandmother, I didn't even hear the screen door open and shut, you know, and she was standing behind me. She heard me say that I love this car. So she bought the car from him when he wore it slap out. And believe me, my grandparents did not have any money. They didn't have indoor plumbing. They heated their house with coal, with one fireplace. I mean, heated the whole house. I mean, these people, I'm not going to repeat myself much more, but you can watch the other videos where I'm explaining the whole process of how I got this car. But I'm telling you, my grandparents, the point I'm making is, my grandparents went way out on a limb, and I'm sure they went in debt to get this car just so my grandmother and grandfather could save this car for me. So it's, I know one day, I mean, we're all going to be like this. I'm going to pass away, and you know, someday, today, tomorrow, but 10, 20 years from now, I'll be dead. I'm just wanting to make sure that this car goes to a good home, and somebody will take care of it and treasure it just as much as I do, because this car is very, very special. If you knew my grandparents, you would like them right away. I mean, you could just come up and just start talking to them. They were just plain folks. They grew a garden, you know, they had a farm, but I'm telling you, as far as money, they did not have any money, but they were rich with love, I'll say. They always had food to eat, but not a bit of money. So for my grandparents to do this for me, I mean, it brings me to tears to think about it, because that was, anyway. Hey, y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Don't forget, I got a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget, and I'm on Instagram, Primered is Best, and I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. I'm also on Facebook, Primered is Best, and I sure would appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this 062 two-door sports coupe Impala by the name of Whitey. And this is the original colors, by the way. Y'all have a wonderful day. God bless y'all. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see y'all later.